In our groups, we had to produce a narrative theories PowerPoint. Narrative is the structure that gives shape to the story, and this is how the film is laid out. It is normally beginning, middle and end. There are many different types of narrative structure. The most common is linear structure. This is when the story will run from the beginning to end, and that's used commonly in most Disney films and Hollywood films. Open structure is when the viewer is left to wonder what happens next. So, like Inception, you are left to figure out and question the film yourself. A closed structure is when there's a definite ending. These are quite common in Hollywood films. Vladimir Propp studied narrative and he examined hundreds of folktales. While researching these folktales, he looked out for similarities between the folktales, especially concentrating on the structure and characters. 5 categories of elements to define a tale was the functions of dramatis persona, conjunctive elements, motivations, forms of appearance and dramatis persona, attributive elements or accessories. Propp had a very simple idea that characters and actions could be grouped together. He said that there were 8 character roles that were most common, and there were 31 functions used to move the plot along. This is Propp's typical character list. This is normally used in Hollywood films or Disney films, and each of the characters are normally linked together, and the stories will normally end in the hero and the princess being happy and the villain being put in a negative light. Propp also had 31 functions that he thought were typical to a folktale. These are just a few. For example, the struggle would be the hero and villain combating. The victory, villain is defeated. A wedding's normally at the end, and this is where the hero claims his prize, which is normally the princess. Todorov is known for his narrative work, and he believes in a common basis of human experience and underlining narrative behind all human activity. Todorov suggested that there are 5 stages to a narrative. First would be the equilibrium, which is a state of peace and harmony, and there's disruption to this, and then at the end there's a new equilibrium where there's a newfound peace and harmony. This also isn't seen as a linear structure but a circular one, and these are the sources we use to find our information.